Many women especially can feel guilty about eating unhealthy. I used to as well. But when I switched to plant-based foods, then vegan foods, then raw food, I don't ever feel guilty about eating unhealthy. What I do struggle with guilt is feeding myself the way that my body needs it with a family of 5. So I have healthy eating mom guilt. Can you relate to this? So today I want to show you exactly what I eat on a typical day and what I just read that finally helped me start to release the mom guilt. So I'm going to put everything that I eat on the counter, show you, and then I put it in Chronometer too to show you about how many nutrients I get, why I felt guilty as a mom, and also what I read in the scriptures that helped me so much. And so maybe if you're struggling with this too, it will help you as well. Okay, so this is like a typical day for me. All right, so I'm going to start with a juice in the morning, which I have cucumber, apples, lettuce, and these. I usually use Power Greens, but this is what I have, or kale or something, or herbs, cilantro, parsley. But this is what I had on hand. So every day is a little different. But I do make a green juice every morning with a cucumber, lettuce, apples, and some kind of other greens, celery or something. So that's guilt number 1, is making myself a green juice every morning. Really bothered me because it takes so much produce to make, 24 to 32 ounces of green juice. And I felt like I should be giving it to my kids too. So I would give them some in the beginning, but then it's just so expensive. And so I started just drinking it myself and making them smoothies. But inside I was like, you're not doing the best for them, and all this guilt. So that was the first thing, the green juice in the morning. But I felt so alive and invigorated and mentally sharp, and all my cells felt hydrated. It's just a wonderful feeling to drink green juice in the morning. So I wrestled with the expense of it and the selfishness with the outcome of being a really much more energetic mom and happier. So this outweighed the negative for a while. And it still does, but the negative is still there, that feeling. Okay, so that's meal number 1. And then later, after I work out or later on in the morning, about 10 or so, I'll have a smoothie, which is probably about 6 bananas, some frozen fruit, and more greens of some kind. Sometimes I put flax seeds in them and dates for sweetness. I also most days I will make one of these also for my family, and they all share it, and then they have other things for breakfast. So the smoothie doesn't give me quite as much guilt because bananas are cheap. I throw a lot of bananas in there, and then dates and frozen fruit, they're not very expensive, and I can make 2 of them and they can have 1. And so I feel like I'm a good mom when I make everybody smoothies, and I also feel great and satisfied that way. So that's what I have. I'll make a big one, and then sometimes I'll drink part of it late morning and then the other part of it with lunch, or make a smoothie bowl out of it, which I've shown in other videos. Okay. And then in the afternoon, I'll probably eat some of these oranges, maybe 4 or something, or some apples or pears. The fruit varies, but it's the staples are the same. Like the routine's pretty much the same. Juice in the morning, smoothie late morning, lunchtime, some fruit in the afternoon. Maybe if I'm really hungry, I'll have some raw almonds or walnuts. Okay, and then for dinner, this is what almost every day, I have a salad with romaine lettuce. I might shred a carrot, always have avocado because I just don't want a salad without avocado on it. And then some tomatoes, maybe onions, and my favorite, not my husband's favorite, but I love it. And then I'll sometimes make dressing out of hemp seeds and garlic and lemon. Okay, and then I love having raisins on my salad. I don't know why, it's just my favorite thing. So that's pretty much my dinner. Okay, here's another issue. I'll make a huge salad and then I'm thinking, my family eats generally like high carb, kind of like starch solution sort of way of eating. Lots of potatoes and rice. They like pasta, things like that, and vegetables. So I will make them a cooked dinner, and then I have this giant salad for me, which I know I need for my minerals and all that stuff. But then I always feel like, but they need raw things too for the enzymes. So I wrestle with having enough for me, but also taking care of my family the best way I can on a budget, single income, all the stuff, right? This is the things that I wrestle with. Every day I pretty much have this guilt of, why am I feeding myself pristinely and they're getting pasta or, bagels or, I don't know, oatmeal or something. The thing is, we can't do it perfectly all the time. And I know that, but as a mother, they're extensions of you and you want them to thrive, but you can't do everything. So I have to choose that uncomfortable choice of nourishing myself because I want to be happy and healthy so I can love them the best that I can, if that makes sense. So this is what I struggle with. So the other night, I wanted to show you what really, really helped me with this. I was reading in the Bible, and in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, this was such a blessing to me. If you struggle with not feeling deserving or worthy, or if you feel maybe selfish about nourishing your body, listen to this. For it is written in the law of Moses, you shall not muzzle the ox while it treads out the grain. Is it the ox that God is concerned about? Or does he say it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt, that it is written that he who plows should plow in hope, and he who threshes in hope should be partakers of this hope. Then it goes on from there to talk about ministers of God having the right to be taken care of. So as moms, we are always plowing, ministering, threshing, planting seeds, nourishing the harvest, all these things. So the Lord was just showing me that I have permission to not be selfish and self-serving and all that, but to nourish myself also. And this really helped me so much with the guilt that I feel. I do the best I can. Could it be better? Yes, it could, but it's okay. The Lord is saying, it's all right. You can take care of yourself because you are serving me. You are serving your family. You are taking care of them. You're holding it all together. So you deserve to be taken care of as well. You deserve to join in the harvest and enjoy the harvest as well. So I hope that encourages you too. It was such a weight off of my mind for the word to explain to me the answer to something that I was wrestling with personally and in that moment. And that is what the Word of God does. It's living and powerful. If you have an issue, small or great, pray, ask the Lord about it, and then go and look, read the Word, read it every day. Don't just go like Russian roulette and open it and look at the Word, but spend some time every day in it, and little by little, line upon line, precept upon precept, your faith will grow, your relationship with Jesus will grow, your knowledge and your wisdom for the things that you're facing will grow. You will feel well equipped to do the job that you've been given. And things like this, things that we wrestle with, the Lord will just help us and make things more clear. So let me know, do you struggle with mom guilt? Whether it is not nourishing your family to your standards, or do you feel guilty taking care of yourself when there's so much that needs to be done? I can definitely relate to that. And ask your family, am I taking good enough care of you, or is there something else I can do within reason? Chances are they'll say, Mom, you're doing a great job. I'm completely happy with the food you give us and stuff like that. They don't want all this food. I think that they should need, but they don't want it. And so why force it on them? But just do the best you can to make it delicious and make it whole and ripe and raw as much as possible, like a little bit each meal. Chop up some tomatoes on top of their rice and bean bowls, and then they get a little bit of enzymes, and then you will feel like you're doing a great job. So whatever you do as a mom, as a person, as a human being, it needs to be done with grace and not with legalism, not with coercion, not with guilt, but with grace.
You can do what you want, just seize that day.